Okay, there's no intro for this video, so I'll get straight to it. We've had a Toyota Highlander for quite a while now, but ever since we got a different car, we just have not been driving it whatsoever. And we have not driven the Toyota Highlander in 8 months. So, I'm not exactly sure what like car like science behind it is or whatever, but if you don't drive a car like a couple times a month at least, it just kind of like stops working. You have to like jump start it to make sure it can start again. So we didn't drive this Toyota Highlander for 8 months, so obviously we couldn't start it anymore. So then we had to jump start it. But then once we got in the car, we realized over these 8 months, because the AC and everything was not working for 8 months, and there's no ventilation, and all the windows were closed, and basically it was just like a trapped environment of just like the car. It was so moldy. Like everything was moldy. I can't explain how moldy it was. Like basically like the seats were moldy, the car mat, whatever, was moldy, the front deck was moldy, the wheel was moldy, everything was moldy. And this is a black Toyota Highlander, right? And it was completely white because we were having some guys do white countertops for our kitchen and everything. And basically they were cutting like the stone, the white stone, in front of that car. So basically like it all stained on the car itself, right? So this black car looked like a zebra basically, right? And I just cannot explain how dirty it was, how moldy it was. We got in the car and me and my dad both just went like, because it smelled disgusting. Anyway, how is this related to the video? So let me get to the point of this video. So I've heard of this phenomenon where it's like people say that women, they connect through talking, but men connect through shared activity. And to be honest, I always thought it was bullshit. I thought it was like some like weird thing, like because I'd always see like I'd assume like 40, 50-year-old white guys in the comment section being like, you know what, fuck all this therapy shit. The most connected I ever felt with my dad was when we were both like drinking a beer late at night and fixing a car together. We didn't even speak to each other at all. I was like, I mean, that sounds kind of lame. Like, I just had the feeling that most of these guys would probably take one look at meditation and gratitude journaling and assume it's just like some pussy shit. So I just did not take this saying that men connect through shared activity seriously until today, because this event that I'm describing just happened a few hours ago, and I'm not gonna lie, I was like helping my dad do this activity, and I was thinking during that too, like, man, this would be a good video because like it's a good lesson to learn. I already had the title in my head and everything. So let me explain. So me and my dad had to go get the car washed, obviously, because like I said, it was basically looking like a zebra on the outside when it's supposed to be a black car. It was just completely stained white. So I asked him on the way there, are we gonna get someone to clean the inside of this car? Because it's so moldy. Isn't it like unsafe to like, clean this car ourselves? And he's like, no, it's fine. We'll clean it ourselves. And to be honest, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was pissed like hearing that. I was like, bro, like my dad is like a guy that like, he makes good money, right? I was like, listen, man, you make money. Like I didn't say this to him, obviously, but I was thinking in my head, like, listen, man, you make good money, you earn well. Isn't the point of money to be able to hire someone to do these kinds of things? That's what I was thinking in my head. And I even like complained to a friend, like, bro, my dad is like so cheap. Like he doesn't even want to like hire some guy to clean mold off my car, like off the inside of our car. Like, isn't that kind of like a safety hazard or something? And I was just like thinking these negative thoughts. Like I never like actually said anything to him because like I don't really, it would be ungrateful if I said something like that, right? But I was thinking it. So I was thinking this whole time, like, man, why is he so cheap? Like, can we just like spend money like sometimes like on these kinds of things that seem kind of necessary? And then we went in the car wash. Let me first say, I have not been in a car wash since I was like basically probably like 9 or 10 years old. So like I always remember the car wash is like this very fun place where it's like, oh, there's like all these lights everywhere. It's like your car is like walking, like basically rolling through like this like really fun like looking thing. And it was still fun. I'm not gonna lie. Like I was still entertained like watching the car get washed while we were like, how car washes are, obviously. I'm assuming you've been in a car wash. I don't have to like explain how a car wash works. So then after that, the exterior was squeaky clean. That was never going to be the problem. The main thing I was not looking forward to was cleaning the inside of the car because like, there's like on the car mats, there's like mold caked onto it and like even like some fungus and everything. And it was like, it looked so disgusting. Like obviously like me and my dad were sitting in that and it was like, it kind of smelled awful. And like, I was like sitting very carefully on the seat to make sure I wasn't sitting on any mold. And like the entire drive there, like my dad doesn't care. My dad's from India. He'll just sit down. But like, I'm like a very, this is important to the story, I guess, but like I'm a very sensitive person to like dirty things. Like it's like almost like an OCD thing I have where it's like I just like wanna every time I see something dirty, it's like I just have this feeling I just want like that, you know? I can't really explain it, but I was basically like sitting like so carefully on the seat to make sure like no part of my body was touching like the mold or the fungus or whatever. And um then we went to to park because like at some gas stations they have like those like suction vacuums where you can like suck up like all like the just like the junk that gets in your car, like leaves and like dirt and everything. So like we took out all the mats, like the moldy mats and everything, and we just saw a pile of just like stuff. Like there was like toothpicks, there was straws, there were wrappers, like everything, right? Because this is a family car. Like how family cars are. Like if you've seen Diary of a Wimpy Kid, you know how family cars are. They're disgusting. Like objectively speaking, I don't care like how fancy you are. If you have a family car, it's probably disgusting. You probably should clean it, but you're just too scared to because let's be honest, cleaning a family car is very daunting. So we peeled off like the back seat where like me and my sister used to sit because we've had this car for like 6-7 years now. It's been a while, so like it's gotten dirty. We haven't cleaned it in like years. So we take off the back car mat or the back in front of the back seats, and we just like my mouth just opens up because there is so much stuff underneath it. I was not even aware. Like I was like, man, like with my OCD of like hating dirty things, I was like, man, was I really like sitting or my feet resting on top of all this stuff? I was so disgusted. There was like peanuts for some reason. There was like food. There was like crushed like chips and everything. I was like, I'm not sure if that like describing that like kind of makes you feel nauseous, but like, man, for me, it's like I'm like very disgusted by dirty things, especially like crushed food and everything. That really disgusts me. So that's a side tangent. But then my dad's like, here, let's grab the vacuums. We'll start like because like I'm assuming you guys know like what kind of vacuum I'm talking about. It's like the ones where you like drag them and you just like do that all over the car. So like basically, we just like went to work right away because I was like, bro, I cannot stand seeing this any longer. I'm gonna start vacuuming this shit. We both started vacuuming, and like just during the vacuuming process, I just like gained so much respect for my dad because like I wish I could say this to his face, to be honest. I wish I could say this to his face, but like maybe I'm just like too much of a little shit, but like I just can't. I don't know. Maybe one day. I really hope I can tell him like how many lessons I've learned from him instead of just like saying it to a YouTube video. Like I guess this is progress because before I could say it to no one, but now at least I'm saying it to like the stupid camera. So that's like some progress, I guess, but like nowhere near the end goal I want to reach. So I just gained this respect for him. I was like, you know what? Props to this guy. Like I was so negative towards him this entire car ride, like without even telling him anything. I was like so judgmental. I was like, this guy's so cheap. He's like can't even spend money like on something once in a while, even if we need it, like on something like this. And then like while we were vacuuming, I was like, maybe he was right. I think he was right. It quickly went from maybe he's right to wait, he was right. We could do this by ourselves. And it was better that way because like we could just been like, the average like, person just like, get someone to clean the interior of our car for us. But I think the fact that we chose to clean it together, even though we never even spoke, like I don't think I was actually playing music most of the time, so I wasn't even listening to him and he wasn't even like saying anything, but we were just like both like almost like without even like we just both subconsciously understood each other. And it was like such a crazy, there's a flyer on me. I'm just like sorting it away right now. Like we were both just like subconsciously understanding each other and this fucking fly, man. Third time repeating the sentence. We were both like just subconsciously understanding each other. Like we never even like made eye contact properly, but it just like I just felt so connected to him in that moment. Like it's probably the most connected I felt to him in a long time, and like it's a good feeling. I'm not gonna lie. And then like I've gotten a good mood because of it. Like I was kind of in a pissed off mood before. Like I told you, I was texting my friend like, "Oh, my dad's so cheap. He makes like this much money, and like he can't even like invest in like a good like professional cleaning of her car and like all this stuff, all this negative stuff, right?" And then after that, I just felt so grateful that we chose to clean the car together because it didn't take long. It took like probably like 40 minutes or something, but like it really connected us, I feel like. And honestly, it's like I kind of understand those 40 to 50-year-old white guys who talk about now like how the most connected they feel to their dad is like when they're like you know, just like silently working on a car together. Because like obviously I wasn't working on a car with him, but I was cleaning a car with him, and like I felt the same thing. I felt like extremely connected. I felt extremely grateful. It's like I almost like finally understood why my dad was the way he was, which is like I know in this day it's like kind of a weird thing to say because a lot of people don't exactly understand why their parents are the way they are, but I felt like the first time today I kind of understood him, and like I could even tell like he was kind of he kind of felt the same connection we did because like um it's just like small things, you know, like he'd be like, you want to do this, and I just like finish his sentence or like let's do this, like I finish his sentence for him, and it's like all these small things just like really added to like the feeling of like, wow, we really are like a team here, you know. Like I said, it was a great feeling. The lesson I overall learned was that like what was I gonna say? The lesson I learned overall was like, fuck, what was I gonna say? I'm blanking so much right now. Um, the lesson I learned was that the saying about like men connecting through shared activities is so true because now looking back, reflecting on this, I can remember so many moments where I felt connected to my dad because I worked on things with him. Like especially like just furniture wise, like I remember in eighth grade I was helping him build a ping pong table. And like the thing is like I don't really like building stuff. It's not for me. Like objectively speaking, building stuff is not for me. Like I'm like I'll be honest, I have like a very like low common sense. Like the most basic instructions don't make any sense to you. Like my sister can do better building than I can. I'm like awful at building stuff. So like building's not for me. I don't find it fun or anything, but like when I get into it with my dad, I just get in the zone. I'm like, you know what? We can build all of it today. We can build like 4 hours. Like I'm just like in the zone. I'm like screwing everything in. He's like handing me stuff. I'm handing him stuff. It's just like, you know, you feel like a team almost. And like I feel like a lot of men in general don't feel like that with their dads, which is kind of sad, but it is the truth, you know? And like I'm just grateful now looking back that I have all these moments with my dad where I just felt like a team with him. Like, you know, let me give the example again of like, you know, him handing me screws, me screwing them in, like him handing me a wrench or me handing him a nail. Like he's be like, hand me this, hand me this. I'll just hand him that and I'll just like watch him do his thing. Those are priceless moments. And I'm very grateful that I've experienced those. So yeah, there's not really much else to say in this video, I guess. It was really just to talk about the car wash experience and like the cleaning experience and like the cleaning experience and feeling how connected I was with my dad at the moment. So, and that itself made me realize there's been so many moments I've been connected with him and haven't even realized it. I think it's like the first time it like probably clicked for me because like I've had these moments with him so many times. I just like kind of didn't realize what it was. I kind of just like put it off as like, oh, I'm in the zone or like, I'm just in a good mood. But no, it was because of him. It's because we did something together and I felt connected about it. So I'm like, I'm very glad that I've finally figured out what it was that made me feel good when I was doing these things with him. Because honestly, like I feel like these are the kind of memories, like this memories today we made of us cleaning this car, like all the mold and everything, and like just wiping it. Like we had like these like sprays of like the anti-mold spray. We had Clorox wipes, we had paper towels, and just wiping down this car. Like we were like I'm a very anti-dirt person. Like I said, I'm like really OCD about dirt, and I was just like in there just like wiping everything, and I was like, this is gonna be a lifetime memory for me. I'm not sure if it is for him. It might be too, but like for me, this is like a lifetime memory I just gained, and I just feel so good knowing that, you know. This is a memory that I probably will remember for the rest of my life, and it might be one of my favorite memories with my dad. So yeah, I don't know why I'm talking about like why he passed. I'm not like I don't know why I'm speaking like he passed away. He's still here, obviously, but like I'm just saying like this is probably my favorite memory with my dad I've had so far. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, you can always like, comment, do all that bullshit. I'm not gonna give the main channel speech on this channel. So join my free school if you want to. It's first link in the description. Instagram's also in the description. The hunt ends when you're full. Mwah.